Graham and I have previously worked together, relatively in the same concept of UPS systems, same similar architecture, which is why it's been an important move for Graham to come over and work with us here at Centiel. I think over the years, since we've not been working for the same companies, I think a lot sort of changed in the marketplace. I think we've seen different ways that people look at UPSs, how they use them. Probably particularly when it comes to like product lifecycle replacements and people that are living with legacy technology, but not just legacy, oversized. I think that's one of the things we bring to Centiel, or you'll bring to Centiel for this replacement. So just get your view on it, really.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, you sort of touched on it there with the way that things are progressing at the moment, the increased working from home. We've seen a lot of the systems that are in place now are oversized anyway, day one, but even more so now with the less infrastructure sort of pulling on that requirement. I think it's a good opportunity to be thinking about right sizing the UPS, using the modular concept, so that should people come back to the office in their droves, that there will be that capability to increase the capacity of the UPS and the batteries to accompany that.
So the systems were already oversized. I mean, I'm seeing this a lot as well. The systems were already oversized, and that's when the companies were running at full capacity. Now they're even less utilised, so the systems are even more inefficient, basically, is what we're saying. So it's being able to take out that old legacy bit of kit, which is just burning energy to staying on, basically. And because it's older technology, it's going to be less efficient. So then we put in something that's going to work with the infrastructure, but only utilise the UPS that's required now. And should the world change again, where people start coming back in or they're processing more data, something that's going to give them the flexibility for the future.
Yeah. So coming back to your point that you made earlier, TCO is a big consideration that needs to be made. We've been looking at examples, the last few weeks where, I mean, just the savings on the energy consumption. We're sort of looking at considerable numbers on that part alone when you take into account air conditioning, the cooling requirements for those big pieces of kit. I mean, there are some significant savings.
In your point of view then, and maybe from a bit of experience, roughly, if you get it right, if you get the efficiencies right, get the old kit out, the old energy burners, how quickly do you think that kit will pay for itself just on energy saving alone, on average?
Easily within sort of 5 years. It varies.
Particularly if you're right sizing as well, because you're knocking out the capex.
Yeah. So you've got a cheaper capex, and then OPEX going forward for the next 5 years is also been reduced. So it's a big consideration. I think that a lot of companies will start looking to make.
Yes, it's win-win. One of the biggest things we talk about at Centiel is availability, having the most available system at all times. So we're not just, it's sort of the whole package really. We're not just taking out old systems, putting in something more efficient, more resilient, more available. So it's sort of a win-win, and the wastage is being utilised now by CapEx.
I mean, we're looking at a project at the moment, swapping out an old legacy system for a right-sized modular, and it's actually cheaper to swap it out a new system compared to the cost of replacing the capacitors, the batteries on this old legacy system. So
well, there you go. You've got your remedials to consider. Is it worth doing all the remedials then, as well as the energy wastage?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it?
Yeah. This system will pay for itself in